only a few days left before President-elect Donald Trump takes office and conquers the world. Just kidding. January 20, 2025 is just around the corner. We all know prophecy. With the potential Project 2025 on the rise, we know what's about to happen. Possible Christian nationalist administration, which, if it has actually been established and taken root, has all the characteristics of the image of the beast. So today, we're going to talk about the 5 essential things you need to prepare for the image of the beast in 2025. So before we talk about the 5 essential things you need to prepare for the image of the beast in 2025, you guys have just seen that the movie is now out on Amazon Prime. The Second Coming documentary is now out on Amazon Prime. So for those of you guys who are in North America and the UK, you guys can watch it on Amazon Prime. The link is in the description box below. For those of you guys who are somewhere else in the rest of the world and you guys can't watch it on Amazon Prime, there is a link also in the description box below that takes you to our website where you guys can also watch it there as well. Okay? All the links are in the description box below. Now, I'm not saying that 2025 is for sure the year of the beginning of the end. Some of the things that we have on the list are just in case things, but they are actually also very essential things, to be honest. So, please keep that in mind. Please do not have a mindset of, I'm going to do this and I'm going to buy that because Tilla said so. Don't have that mindset. I'm just giving you guys ideas and giving you things that my family and I have kept in our minds according to what the Lord has convicted us. Now, before we get to the list, some important things to mention. If you have not yet studied up on prophecy, please study up on prophecy. The Bible says in Proverbs 22 and verse 3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. The word simple there is the word pethi in the Hebrew, which means foolish. The wise man foreseeth evil. That means he knows what's up ahead. That's prophecy. And he prepares himself. It says there he hides himself. The word there is sathar, which means he makes himself absent, nowhere to be found. We're going to get into country living in a bit. Okay. Psalm 119 verse 105 says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. If it is a light unto our path, it means then that the word of God is prophetic. It tells us what's ahead. It's a light unto our path. And we need to know what is ahead so that we can prepare for what is ahead. And that is what prophecy is. Okay, that's what prophecy is for. Matthew 26 verse 41 says, watch and pray. This is Jesus speaking, that ye enter not into temptation, that you don't give into temptation. This was when Jesus was praying at the Garden of Gethsemane right before they had to go through a crisis. And the disciples fell asleep. And Jesus tells them, watch and pray that they don't give into temptation. Again, right before the crisis. Watch and pray. To watch means to be alert, to look ahead. Again, that is prophecy. Learn prophecy. Learn what prophecy lets us know about what is ahead of us, especially with the whole Project 2025 on the rise, potentially. If you guys have not yet watched the 2 documentaries From Babylon to America and From America to Babylon, please go watch them on Amazon Prime. Links are in the description box below. Those 2 documentaries will teach you prophecy. Who is the beast? The Antichrist. Who is the second beast? The image of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? Why is the mark of the beast on the forehead? Why the right hand? These are things you will learn from those 2 documentaries, which is essential to know, because if you don't know, you can get deceived. Again, from Babylon to America, from America to Babylon, the Amazon video links are in the description box below. So, we know that the beast is the papacy, and the papacy is an unholy union of church and state. And the second beast is America, who will make an image of the first beast, which the first beast is an unholy union of church and state. An image means a likeness of something. So then here in America, we will see a likeness of the papacy, which is a union of church and state. So then we can only conclude that in America, we will see a union of church and state. And this is dangerous because if the church enforces a religious law, what if the religious law that they will enforce is a law that stems from a misinterpretation of God's will? Then they will be enforcing a religious law that is against God's will, even though they might think it isn't against God's will. Now we, who know the truth about God's will be forced to abide by a law that goes against God's will. Do we see the problem there? That is why Christian nationalism and Project 2025 should not be the prominent foundational principle of the Donald Trump administration. But we are all tense because that is the potential principle at hand. Okay? Now, here are the 5 essential things on our list, on my list, on my wife's list. In this household, these are the 5 things that we have on our list. Number 1, save your money. Save your money. It can help you to make a habit of not spending so much. Make do with what you have. Okay, Proverbs 21 verse 20 says, there is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. Save your money. Proverbs 10 verse 4 through 5 says this, he becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in the harvest is a son that causeth shame. Gather your money, save it, and make wise decisions when it comes to spending it. In the future, you're going to need it. The bulk of your spending shouldn't be spending for the sake of spending. They should be investments. Here's what I mean. Instead of renting an apartment, buy land. Something that you own, that your money is not paying for someone else's rent or someone else's mortgage or someone else's property, but that your money is actually paying for your own property. That's one. Number 2, instead of buying, takeout, buy a plant-based cookbook. Some of y'all probably need it. And learn how to cook, on your own. Learn how to cook yourself from that cookbook. You know that typically you stretch out your money that way. When you buy takeout, it's usually very expensive. Takeout is usually way more than making your own food from scratch. When you make your own food from scratch, you usually stretch your money. Okay? These are just ideas for you guys. You can buy, another investment, an investment that we made. We saved some money and we actually invested in a solar generator because we know that we're probably going to need it there in the country. These are investments. We're not spending money just to spend it for the sake of spending. We're investing in our future. We're investing. Okay? So save your money. Make wise decisions with the money that you save. This also means pay your debts. Proverbs 22 and verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. And remember that in the end, we will be dealing with a serious religious law concerning no buying, no selling. If you owe money during that time and you must pay, you will truly see how the borrower is servant to the lender. You cannot pay unless you have the mark of the beast, or they can potentially take you to jail, or maybe even capital punishment. Get rid of all debt. Okay, that's number one. Save your money, get rid of all debt. Number one. Number two, buy land. Yes, country living. Buy land, whether if you have enough money to buy land with a house, then buy land with a house, or without a house. You can buy an acre for $10,000, I believe. You can go to Alabama or Georgia. You can buy an acre for about $10,000. I wouldn't recommend Illinois. Go somewhere else. Okay. So with the money that you will save, okay, and number one, with the money that you will save, you might want to buy land. Remember that the cities are going to be the most affected with the buying and selling thing, because big cities are the metropolises of the world, where buying and selling will be central. When God called Abraham to follow him, he called him out of the city. When God called Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah, those were cities, and those cities were about to get hit or destroyed. That's in Genesis 19. God told Lot to go to the mountains. But of course, Lot had other plans. He wanted to go to another city, and, God allowed it. But God's original plan was for Lot to go out into the country, to go to leave the cities, go into the country. In Exodus, the Israelites were in a big city, which is Egypt. This is where they were living in at the time, a big metropolitan city. But when God called them out, he had them get baptized first in the Red Sea, according to 1 Corinthians 10, verse 1 and 2. The Red Sea passing was actually a baptism experience. But God called them out of the city and into the wilderness, into the country. And that is where God met with them and communed with them, specifically in the tabernacle. God is calling us out of the cities. Did you guys know that Babylon was also seen as a big city back then? In Revelation 18, verse 4, God says, "Come out of her, my people. Come out of Babylon, my people," he says. We need to get out of the cities and buy our dwelling place in the country. Buy land. For those who can't buy land at the moment, we will be talking with Brother Kevin Fuller. Soon, hopefully in a couple weeks, we'll be talking with him, and he will show us how we can get a piece of country property easier than we think. Buy land. That's number two. Number three, learn outdoor living. Find ways to be self-sufficient. You're going to have to learn about planting, growing your own food, how to dig out an earth fridge, a ground fridge, also called an underground fridge, where you don't need electricity to store your food and keep it cold. You literally will use the colder temperature of the underground, within the ground, to preserve your food. Okay? Get yourself a solar generator, just in case. These are ways that you can learn, these are things that you can learn how to do. If you don't have a house on the land yet, get a cheap camper and live in a camper while you build your house. Or you can just live in a camper. If you're just by yourself, you can just live in a camper. These are just, these are some ideas. These are going to be times where we have to get back to the simple way of living. There will be no phones because you won't have phone bills. There will be no internet. You won't have internet bills. There will be no TV. You will not have cable bills. You will live off the land, and you won't be buying or selling unless, of course, you accept the mark of the beast. Okay, this brings us to number 4. Learn natural remedies. Again, buying and selling will be prohibited in the future. If you have an illness, you can't go to the hospital because you can't pay not having the mark of the beast. You don't have insurance either because the monthly payment will only be accepted if you have the mark of the beast. This mark of the beast and buying and selling thing will be a serious ordeal. Learn natural remedies. We have a book called The Natural Remedies Encyclopedia that I totally recommend it. It's only $65 if you guys want to go to sfp.center. Link is in the description box below. Again, The Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. Buy the book. The book is better than PDF or phone because books don't need a battery. And your battery can run out during that time. Okay? Buy the Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. Link is in the description box below if you guys want to get it. Again, if you go to www.sfp.center, go to store and go to book collection. It's right there. Okay? Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. It's only $65. So you can find it somewhere else on the internet. I've seen it for $120. Buy it here. It's only $65. Or you guys can get the bundles as well. We have the Natural Remedies Encyclopedia plus the Bible plus Ministry of Healing if you guys want that. And there's other things out there too. There's 15 books in one No Grid Survival Projects Bible if you guys want that. Just to look at the bundles, there's something there for everybody. Okay, we definitely recommend this. Okay, we definitely recommend the Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. Buy the book, keep it safe, read it and learn from it because there might come a time that you or your family or even your neighbors might need it. Link is in the description box below. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5, and this is the most important one, get acquainted with the Lord. What is His will for your life? What is His will for your family's lives? What is His will, period? If you don't have a Bible, buy one. Again, we have Bibles at our store, sfp.center. Link is in the description box below. Get yourself and your family a Bible or even a family Bible and start reading it and getting to know the Lord. Start praying, communing with God. Once the no buying and selling hits, it's gonna hit you harder than you expected. And you will need to learn how to rely on the Lord for everything. Get familiar with the Lord. Learn about Him. Start a relationship with Him. Remember, Jesus was at the Garden of Gethsemane praying right before the crisis. This was, again, Matthew 26. He saw that the disciples were asleep and He told them, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, that you don't give into temptation. Watch and pray. That means be alert, know prophecy, watch, and pray. That means commune with God and have a relationship with Him, that He may help you in your hour of temptation. Get acquainted with God. That's number 5, the most important thing on the list. So, again, here are the top 5 things that we in my household have put on the list as preparation markers in the year 2025 with the mindset that this might possibly be it. The end might be near. Okay. Number 1, save your money. You're gonna need it. That's number 1. Number 2, buy land and even a camper if possible. Okay. Number 2, buy land. Number 3, learn outdoor living. That's number 3. Number 4, learn natural remedies. Again, we have a book, The Natural Remedies Encyclopedia. The link is in the description box below. Learn natural remedies. That's number 4. And number 5, and perhaps the most important of all, get acquainted with your Maker. Have a relationship with Him. Guys, these are the top 5 essentials on our list. Let us know in the comment section below, what are things that you are doing to prepare? If there are some things that we are missing in this list, comment them in the comment section below. Leave a comment of what you believe would be essential during this time. Help each other out in the comment section. Give each other ideas. By the way, guys, special shout out to everybody who's been supporting this ministry. Thank you to Emil, Shannon, Alicia, Lizette, Janine, Michael, Joseph, Adibakula, and Rogelio. Thank you guys for the support. For those of you guys who want to support this ministry, Please pray for this ministry and donate at www.sfp.center. The link is in the description box below. Once you guys get there, click on support and you guys can make a one-time, weekly, monthly, or yearly donations. We truly appreciate the donations. Your support is a blessing to us and keeps this ministry afloat. Remember, the documentaries that we have been creating cost about $30,000 to $50,000 to produce. And we have gotten many emails from multiple individuals who have been baptized because of the content that we produce here. So I want you all to know, I want you all to remember that here at SFP, the advancement of the gospel and the truth are actually made possible by you. So thank you all for the support. We are in this together. Again, if you all would like to support, you can do so by praying for this ministry and also donating at www.sfp.center. The link is in the description box below. Thank you guys again. Praise God always. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace and avocado grease. We're out.
Oh, come, oh, come, Emmanuel.
A lot of people are buying into this ideology that when Jesus Christ comes back, that his feet are going to touch the ground and there's going to be 1,000-year reign on earth.
When Satan is actually bound to this bottomless pit, it's translated, it's actually the Greek word abusos.
And ransom captive Israel.
As long as we are abiding in the Lord and we are growing in sanctification, He gives us victory. He transforms us.
Jesus referred to the need to overcome 7 times.
That mourns in lonely exile.
There is nobody on planet Earth for that 1,000-year period.
The Bible is very clear. There's a period of time where there's no one alive on earth. Jeremiah chapter 4.
Until the Son of God appears.
The wicked dead are resurrected one more time so that they can receive their eternal punishment.
They're judged and then they're cast into the lake of fire.
The reason why the fire is eternal is because the fire is God.
Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel.
You know, God can give us victory over any temptation, over any sin, as we just keep our eyes on Him.
Only the saved can obey. If you're not saved, you cannot obey. Without Jesus in the heart, you cannot obey. And because only the saved can obey, only the obedient will be saved.